Hi guys, welcome back to Youvoluntear. My name's Anna and today is the first day of Top 10 week. Now that university is almost over and a lot of students have their exams, and I have my exams, I figured I would do my top 10 psychology facts. As I'm studying for psychology exams right now, I figured it would be a good idea to kind of make this video before summer comes and I forget absolutely everything. Let me just start off this video by saying that we do not use only 10% of our brains. Every single part of the brain is there for a reason and it is effective. So my second fact is about a, not necessarily disorder, but a condition called synesthesia. It's basically a mixing of the senses. And what I mean by that is a person with synesthesia will see yellow and be able to smell the color. Now, I know what you're thinking, they're not necessarily smelling bananas when they see yellow, or they're not smelling sunshine, however that may smell. The modalities of senses are kind of mixed, so when they see a color, they might hear something related to that color, they might taste something, smell something. Basically, the senses are all mixed up. Third thing that I learned in psychology is about a disorder called prosopagnosia, which is a really fancy term for face blindness. Now, someone with face blindness, as it sounds, doesn't have the ability to recognize faces. Even your own face in the mirror, you won't be able to recognize. So this usually comes on with a traumatic brain injury. My fourth super cool thing about psychology and about the brain, there's a little tiny part of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which actually is responsible for controlling the circadian rhythm. And what that is when we go to sleep and when we stay awake. So the way that the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or the SCN, does this is by detecting light. So when it's really dark, the SCN understands that it's nighttime and it's time to go to sleep. So your body begins to release melatonin so that you can fall asleep. So my fifth super cool thing is actually a device that we've created, and it is called transcranial magnetic stimulation. And it's a really cool device that looks like 3 circles, and when applied to the head and turned on, it basically releases a really strong magnetic stimulation. And what it does is it shuts down a part of your brain. Now, this is temporary and it's not harmful at all. There are some really cool videos on YouTube which show you someone undergoing this test, and they'll be speaking, and when the TMS is turned on, they will lose all their ability to speak no matter how hard they try. Another super cool thing is the somatosensory homunculus. The way the homunculus is arranged is that on your brain it goes all across, and the face is very close to the arms and the legs. Or, well, the face is close to the arms, which are close to the legs. So if you have had an arm amputated, stimulation of the face can actually provide feeling here, because what the homunculus has done is the nerves related to the face have leaked over where the arm is, because those are still there. So another really cool psychology story that psychology students learn over and over again is about a patient called HM. This patient had very many epileptic seizures. They went into his brain and they did surgery, and afterwards his seizures decreased dramatically, but he lost very much of his memory. In studying him and the effects of this surgery, we found out that there are many more types of memory than we thought. And there's actually a mirror drawing task in which you look in a mirror and you try to draw a star, not seeing your actual hand, but just seeing the reflection. And what they found is that although he couldn't remember doing the task every single time, he got better and better. So this next one is super cool because it's about lizards regenerating arms. Now, scientists have, of course, put lots of research into this, and they're trying to see why humans can't regenerate arms. And I know it sounds like a foreign concept, but what actually happens with a lizard is the brain will send stem cells to the part that is no longer there, so say it's an arm, and those stem cells will actually grow and regenerate based on what part of the body they're at. So what humans do is we actually send cells to kind of stop the wound from bleeding and heal it as fast as possible, and that unfortunately stops the arm from being able to regenerate because that wound has already been closed. So the second last thing I'm going to talk about is something called echolalia. And this is basically what kids do when they're trying to annoy their parents or their friends or their relatives. And that is to repeat everything that someone says. And that is to repeat everything that someone says. A patient will be overcompensating for the lack of ability to speak completely fluently and properly, so they will repeat things you say, but to a much exaggerated extent. And my very last psychology fact is actually that if you like and comment on this video, and if you subscribe to Youvoluntear, it has been shown in studies that you will be much happier and your life will get substantially better. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time on Youvoluntear.